Hello students, I am your science teacher and this is video part 2 of this chapter, that is chapter 13, motion and time. So in the previous video part students, we have already discussed about motion, slow and fast motion, measurement of time and unit of time. So in this video part students, we are going to discuss firstly about speed. So students, to know how fast an object is moving, we ought to know the two things like distance traveled by the object, time taken by the object to cover that much distance, right? So the speed of an object refers to the distance that object moves in unit time. So we can say that the distance covered by an object in a unit time is called the speed of the object. Now here you can see an example is given. If a car covers a distance of 100 km in 1 hour and a bus covers a distance of 50 km in 1 hour, then the speed of the car is more than the speed of the bus. Now since the speed of most objects are not constant, the speed is the average speed, right? So students, if we talk about that what is the formula of speed, so we can say that it is speed is equal to total distance covered upon time taken. So students, now we talk about there are two types of motion, that is uniform motion and non-uniform motion. Now students, if the speed of an object is constant, it is in uniform motion. Non-uniform motion, if the speed of an object keeps changing, it is in non-uniform motion. Now students, if we talk about that uniform motion, see students, if the speed of a body moving along a straight line remains constant, its motion is said to be in uniform, right? So in other words, we can say a body is said to have a uniform motion when it travels equal distances in equal interval of time, right? Now let a body covers 10 meter in every 1 second, then its motion is called what? Uniform motion, right? Now if you talk about non-uniform motion, suppose if the body of the if a speed of a body moving along a straight line keeps changing, its motion is said to be non-uniform. Now, in other words, we can say a body is said to have non-uniform motion when it travels unequal distances in equal interval of time. Now, suppose students, let a body covers 1 meter in first second and 2 meter in second second, okay, and 1.5 meter in third second and 3.5 meter in fourth second, etc. Okay, so then its motion is called non-uniform motion, right? Now we'll talk about speedometer and odometer. So you must have seen students meters fitted on the top of a motorcycle or a scooter, right? And on the dashboards of buses, cars and other vehicles. So 1 meter from these has kilometer per hour written at one corner. So it measures the speed directly into kilometer per hour and is called speedometer, right? Now another meter measures the distance moving by a vehicle and is known as an odometer. So in vehicles students, speedometer and odometer are installed. So speedometer is what? It is a device which measures the speed of vehicles in kilometer per hour. And if we talk about odometer, so odometer is a device which measures the distance covered by a vehicle. Here you can see the images also of speedometer and odometer, right? So now the next topic, that is measuring speed. The speed of an object can be measured if we know the distance covered by the object and the time taken. See students, speed is the distance covered by an object in a unit time, right? Now it is the rate at which distance is covered with time and is always measured in terms of a unit of distance divided by a unit of time. Now in general, as we know that speed is equal to distance upon time, right? Now if we know, if we want to know that what is the units of speed, so students, you must know that the SI unit of speed is meter per second, right? Now here you can see an example is given. If a car covers a distance of 100 kilometer in 2 hours, then the speed of the car is. So here you can see, student, the distance is given, distance covered is 100 kilometer, and we talk about time, then it is what, 2 hours, right? So we know the formula, that is speed is equal to distance upon time. So we can easily calculate it, students, because distance is 100 and time is given. So we can say that, student, it is 50 kilometer per hour. Now, students, if we know the speed of the car and the time, then we can find the distance covered by it. Now, students, if we have the speed of the car value and time value, then we can easily determine the distance also. Like, now, what is the formula of distance? So, student, distance formula is distance is equal to speed into time. So we can easily find it out, like here speed is 50 and time is 2, then we can easily say that it is 100 kilometer. Now if we know, student, the distance covered by the car and the speed, then we can easily find out time taken also. Now if we know that, student, distance value and the speed value, then we can easily find out time taken value. So what is the formula of time? So we can say that time is equal to distance upon speed. So we can easily find out by this formula. So the answer is what, 2 hour, right? Now the next topic, that is distance time graph. So, a distance time graph, the distance traveled by a car and the time taken is shown in the table below. So, students, if we talk about that, what is distance time graph? See, students, if we plot a graph of the distance versus time for the uniform motion and non-uniform motion, right? Mentioned by the taking data. This you can see here, data is given. So, we have put this data with the time on the x-axis, right, and the distance on the y-axis. Okay, so students, we get a straight line for uniform motion, and if we talk about non-uniform motion, then we get non-straight line. Okay, so in easy language, students, we can say that if the question asks that what is distance time graph, then we can say that it is a graph representing the distance traveled and the time taken. Now here you can see, students, the time and distance is given. Now if the distance time graph is a straight line, then object is moving with constant speed, and if the speed keeps changing, then the graph can be of any shape, right? So that's all for today, students. I hope you all have understood. Now the next topic we are going to discuss in our next video part. Thank you.